So everyone, this is a 3800 ZvT on Ultra Love. Just having a quick look at this. Is this capturing? Why is this not capturing my game? Okay, let me just tab out real quick and have a look at what's going on here. Is there a reason? It's literally not capturing the game for some reason. Oh my god, why are the graphics so high? Jeez. Oh, I can see things. Cool. Alright, it's working now for some reason. Anyway, this is a 3800 ZvT. We have, I think it was Scrubby I saw just then. Scrubby? I found this one on Discord. I think apart from losing my 4th, I was okay. I maybe rushed Hydras instead of keeping just Roach and Corrupt and 2-3 Infestors, adding Hydras and Lurkers later. But late game, I'm kind of lost with composition, or maybe I'm too impatient. Diamond 1, ZvT, mid game struggles and late game composition. So we're just going to have a look through this. The early game should be pretty nonchalant. Yeah, gas and pulls down at a reasonable time. Our Overlord's not heading to the natural, which is a problem. Oh, he's looking for a third or something, or a secret base. Was that Reaper really early, or was that just me? Or is this a fast map for it? Oh no, it's just a fast map for it, is it? Yeah, I thought 225 was the common time. Yeah, we saw the Reaper right, which means there's no Marines. So I feel like that's a good time to dive. You've got one Marine here. You are going to get a lot of scouting information of sending that Overlord in. Do we want to lose the Overlord this early? Probably not. But I think it would be nice to bring the Overlord down here instead, and you could peep and see that at least it's a factory follow-up and not like a second barracks or something like that, or he builds a fusion core right in front of your face. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to have the Overlord here-ish, so at least he can see units leave, and then you can bring it up quickly for a follow-up scout later on. You've also got this one coming down, which obviously is a good thing. Where's it going to? Is it stopping there? I guess we'll find out. We're spinning our lava well enough, which is good. We double injected. Reaper gets a good scout off. Less than ideal, but there's really nothing for him to see anyway. That was weird. The little lines where the roaches were. We're setting Overlords across for vision. No, pretty good scout. Tech lab. This is going to be for Hellions, obviously. This is for Bio. This is a tech lab, so this is either going to be Banshee or this is going to be BC. The biggest issue here is you don't even... Oh, you do know he's got a natural, actually. Sorry, you just saw the SCVs. So you know he's got a natural, so that's solved. But because you're not bothering to like even poke with this Overlord, you could see that he's got a 3rd CC as well, which means... Oh, I was going to say nothing serious happening, but then we've got a BC. We've got the thing here. The fact that the Marine was here, ready to go, on the denying the scout as well, is something that tells me this bloke doesn't want to get found out. He's doing something that he knows is going to be very sneaky boy, and he's not keen on you figuring that out. I think he's actually going to be supply blocked though. He's not going to be able to build that BC. Oh no, he's got two depots coming now. It's a lot of Hellions. It's not bad engagements. We could probably spread out a little bit more, because we don't want to keep fighting the Hellions while we're bunched up as well. It's not good for us. Is he really going to take them home and repair them? This guy's crazy. So, only killed 2 workers. You've lost a fair bit of resources already though. So we would have lost a good chunk of lings from that as well. As we can see here, we're mining a ton more. We only have a couple more workers than he does. We're mining more because you've only got 2 gases and he's probably got 4. That's right. But the issue I'm seeing is like you got queens, but there's no creep spread here, and the creep spread kind of here is lacking, and the follow-up scout, like, I don't know, did you see, wait, how many spores have we got? 3 spores. Honestly, if this dude's gonna open for BCs, just having a few, like having an extra 1 or 2 backup, getting an overseer as soon as the lair's done, and just sending it in. This one here, just morph this into an overseer, rally it in, press C to drop a changeling, and then rally it back out. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Because 1 BC rushing across isn't as painful as having 2 warp into your base at the same time as like Hellions punching in your 3rd or 4th or something like that. So you've got roaches which are really good at holding that back. I'd like to see you take a 4th though. Yeah, here we go. I think with the money we had, we probably could have taken that earlier, but we're here either way. And what I'm waiting for is when this 2nd BC comes out, is he going to push across with everything, or is he going to sort of warp the BCs in and then hit you somewhere else? That's going to be a real tell for us. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we see the BC. Gather our queens up. You could probably even, if you really wanted to, spores build kind of fast, right? Build 2 here, just to make sure he can't come across the map like this, like can't just bridge this gap. You're gonna lose 2 queens for free here, which really sucks. Wow. It's quite gory. I wonder what's going on. Oh, that's not good. The issue here is we've done no damage to these. I can see that like you're obviously scared of this, which is fine, but we kind of need to push this away, because every minute that goes past, if he wants to keep building BCs, looks like he's not, but every minute that goes past means another BC and another BC and another BC, because they're 56 seconds to build, right? So the less damage you put on these, the longer they stay around, and that means a lot less chance of you actually stopping them if you keep having this issue. We've got lings down here. We've got good creep spread, which I like. So if he does want to cross the map, please transfuse, yes. I think what we need to be aiming for is to try and get underneath these. We're not going to make hydralisks, are we? Oh. Like a transfuse here would have been good. We were just a little bit slow. Oh, we didn't have energy actually. Alright, send the BCs home. Let's assess the damage. 1500 resources, that's not by far the worst I've seen. Lost a drone. So nothing super integral, right? A couple of queens went down, which is literally unavoidable. He had Yamato, the hatchery as well. Like, I don't think you were going to save that at any point. So I think all things considered, that wasn't really that great for him. It's what's he doing behind it though, that's the scary part, right? Because he's on 3 base. He's a 3 base economy, he's on more workers than you, and you're kind of stunted now, seeing this mech army move out and probably feeling a bit defeated and crushed about what you're supposed to do here. Because the first thing you're supposed to do is be making drones. This is not the kind of drones we need though. This base is almost done. These should be rallied. So when we're making drones, hop in our hatchery hotkey, 1 SDD, and then rally them somewhere straight away. Don't give them the opportunity to do this unless you are trying to keep them safe from something. This is okay, but just rally them to where they're needed ASAP. This saturation needs to get fixed as well. There's these 5 in here. I wonder, this is from the BC. Did we just like panic in there? Yeah, we've obviously grabbed the drones to run away, rally them into the gas, and then never fix it up. You're floating a lot of gas, so you're quite gas heavy right now. I'm just worried you're not doing enough with it, because you're going for a ground-based army versus someone that at this stage you still don't know what he's doing. He's going for just pure mech. Not even repairing the BCs. Like, the BCs were literally his opener to keep you at home so he could take this base freely. Now, what are you building that's not drones? Oh, we are building some drones, we're building spines, which is alright. You could just wall this off though, honestly, with like the same amount of stuff. I would like to see the spores probably further out so they can just defend, because a BC could probably sit here and still pick at drones, pick at the extractor, pick at the spines. But what's the game plan for you here, right? Because you got no real vision of this. I love that we're getting in here with the changelings. I think it's a really good step. Do we give them any attention though? Not really. So this is a mistake. You have creep spread here, you have creep spread here. Your army would be better off split into 2 spots instead of constantly attacking from the same direction here, especially if he wants to keep pushing these. This is really good. Oh, that's an unfortunate catch for the queens. I think something like literally just a handful of infestors here does the job, because I think your army has enough punch. Here you've got upgrades. What upgrades has he got? Same upgrades, but I feel like, yeah, this is just, it's kind of a fragile army really. Like, if it gets caught, it just dies, and that's kind of what he's hoping on, is you don't catch it. So if you don't catch him, he doesn't die. But if you do catch him, he dies. And a handful of, like, a couple of fungals to keep this rooted in place while you surround it, it does wonders, right? Spines are very rudimentary, and yeah, I would love to see the biles used more as a denial tool. Oh, that's good. Just spam. Oh wait, we got, where's our lava, man? Oh dude, we fell off the inject train real hard. When did we last inject? That was our last inject at 11:10. Which, to be fair, there's a lot going on. I can see that, right? We can all see that. This is such a shame. It's just something to be aware of, right? When you give orders to a unit, to be aware of possible paths they may take to get to where they need to go. And so this is obviously, that's obviously a huge problem, right? It's a massive inconvenience and a loss of like 6 queens for like nothing. Literally nothing was gained for that, and you just got a bunch of queens for free, which could have helped you transfuse, could have helped your corruptors stay alive, could have eaten the mine shots, heaps of stuff, right? Here as well, right? He's got the mines here, he's committed to here. This is exactly the kind of point where, like, if you had lings, you bring lings down here, they eat these up, and then you surround him from both sides, and this army is so toast. This army's only strength is when you keep fighting it like this, in a sort of concave where it can run away. Because we're not injecting, we're not getting any of what we need to keep your army moving. Is this hatchery? The hatchery's not even on the hotkey, is it? Or is this one not on the hotkey? So that's an issue as well, right? We're floating a decent chunk of money. His army is still quite a lot of Hellions and Cyclones, and I get that. But just one flank of like just enough Lings to hold him in place would be really good. Or just a couple of good Fungals. We've got a bunch of Overseers here, which obviously we could drop changelings to keep an eye on where he's going. But the amount of damage that he's done with that army, he can probably sit back and just know that he's probably won the game here. Here we go into like mass BC behind it. It's very hard to sort of scout for this. He's got 2-2. You've got 2-2. That was really good, keeping him away from the lock-on with the lurker. Huge damage. Huge damage. We got Intercorruptors, right? Yeah, we got Intercorruptors. We need to keep upgrading because good chance for Terrans. This is exactly where they want the late game to go. And this is what he's... Oh no, he's gone Liberators. Did he push the wrong button? Oh, anyway, that seems weird. Didn't get this though, so I don't know whether that's a misclick or what. Building more barracks as well. I'm not really sure. But now we should stabilize. We should stabilize, but we're still down. I think we need to use whatever momentum we have, whatever breathing space to take more bases. So to take this one, to take that one, and to take this one as soon as we can clear it. So at least we can keep a better tabs on where he is in the game. And attack him obviously when he moves out. Because we don't want to give Terran the free reign to just drop shit like this. Just pop down CCs willy-nilly. See, he's taking these 2 bases now. And because you're not making Corruptors, this Liberator army just really shreds. It's quite tank heavy. Has he put tanks? Yeah, he's got tanks here as well. Honestly, for what his army is, a handful of Cyclones, a lot of tanks and Liberators. I think this is like a Corruptor Broodlord composition for me. This is what I'd be going for. You could also, if you can get rid of the BCs, if you can get rid of the BCs, he's only going Engineering Bay now, so he hasn't had... Oh no, he's got +1. I'm so confused why he's built that. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, he's definitely getting that. I just feel like with the composition he's given you, it doesn't look like he's interested in making any more BCs, which is good for you, right? Oh, yeah, good call. It was a little bit later than we'd like, but it's a good call, right? And if he's... This is good as well. Where is he? Where isn't he? Okay, so I think we want to do this. We want to sit back and figure out if the changelings can find information for us. If the changelings can find good information for us, then we know where to attack. Like this base here, you could come into here, 1 tank, 2 tanks, sweep this up, and this army is not going to be there to meet you. You could have lurkers here, so when he does come down to try and meet you, he just gets sliced up. If the Cyclones want to try and go over that, there's no chance for them, right? I think what you're doing here is good though. You're picking him apart, you're putting some pressure on, but I feel like the changelings, where'd they go? The changelings probably went to the wrong base, right? They're giving you vision of his army. I would love to see you have split one off to here, because if you could have seen this in a vacuum, like these planetaries, these are really good if you come from this way and you want to attack, or you come from this way or this way. But if you're coming from here, it doesn't do anything. If you're coming from straight up the middle of the ramp, it doesn't do anything. You need to stop him getting these CCs up all over the map as well, because it's going to make things so much harder going forward. I would be... Where are you? Where are you with your Vipers? So Vipers have gone back to get energy, I assume? Great. I really am worried that you're not taking other bases quickly enough, because that gas income... Oh, That's clever. Well done. Build a bunch of spores or whatever, and then cancel them to build some broodlords. We don't want to show the broodlords here though. Oh, that's a shame we weren't quicker with that. So for me, broodlords first. Broodlords 100% first. There is nothing here that threatens the broodlords, so the broodlords need to be first. This is not a push your whole army in and find out what's there. This is broodlords first, because what's he got that attacks up? He's got a bunch of ghosts. You need infestors for this. You cannot fight this without infestors. It's literally, it's not going to happen. You can just dump infinite snipes. We're going to pick off all this. That's really good. But the snipes here are going to crush. The lurkers should have been pulled up. Right? Watch this again, right? We have the lurkers here. Even here, these can't take these snipes. Suddenly they're copping damage and they're not taking snipes. And this whole fight is infinitely better. This is quite loud. I wonder if... hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Sound effects. So we did clean up a lot of stuff, but the ghost count remains pretty much intact. We took a base, so we need to regroup, probably take this base off him, and we still need to take this. Oh, he's cheeky. This purple mist, I don't think, is that normal? I don't think I've ever noticed that when you're trying to place down buildings. But we need investors here. We don't need flyer attacks. We need investors here, or you need to have really good positioning with the lurkers, and you need to have, yeah, we've got lots of overseers, or enough overseers, which is good. Someone's been watching Rogue. We don't want to walk into this kind of fight. Beautiful. We got, oh, they're not really above ground, but they're, oh, you didn't get the range upgrade? No, you did. Does it just not count when it's not underground? Okay. Where's the little ghosty? Oh, it doesn't mention how far, but I'm pretty sure snipe is about the same. So the snipe can't go off while the lurker is in range, and the lurker can see. Hellion's really not a high priority target, and neither is that. And so while you've set this up, as you're setting this up, your priority targets need to be the tanks. So the guardians need to go, the broodlords need to come in, pick off the tanks as quickly as they can, and then the lurkers move in and try and take enough stabs at the ghosts that they can't get snipes off. If they can't get snipes off, they are useless. They are literally marines with long guns. They don't touch any of this army. We've gone for Hydras, but I think we would have been better off going for something a little bit quicker, like Lings, to get us around on, but I think we're doing okay, all things considered. Infestors would shut this down real hard as well, so just something to be aware of for next time. I wouldn't have burrowed into the Liberator zones, each to their own. Also the Hydralisks running into the Liberator zones, less than ideal. We need to probably be a little bit more careful with how we're taking these fights at this stage. We can't afford to give him infinite trades because we got greedy, right? We killed one base, that's fantastic. What are we maxing on? And Lings, I don't actually mind. If he's got nothing that really kills huge swathes of Lings, I've won these kind of late games before where you just kind of lure the ghosts out with the broodlords and the Lings get the surround, and then that's it. You get the game. But there's also a lot of factors involved in that, and so doing something like this is really clever, right? Because you're pulling him out of position. Now what I would love is actually to see, I would love to see some heals, number one, because we've got plenty of energy left on the queens. I would love to see 3-3 happening. I find the hives so hideous. I find the old StarCraft skins so hideous in this game. We've got Adrenal. We've got Adrenal, which is good as well. But I would really like to see us go for a Nidus play. Because a Nidus play has so much strength here. He has no metabacks, right? So you could drop a Nidus here, here, and you just pull your lurkers out to here. You could even, if you really wanted to be an arsehole, because he doesn't look like he's interested in nuking. I thought with the double ghosts he might have got nukes, but he didn't even bother getting cloak either. So he's obviously struggling a little bit here. And then you pull the lurkers out. You can even bring a drone in to be cheeky and drop a spore, because they can't really snipe the spores, so they have to walk up. And you just end the game here. He can't march up there. He can't outrange the lurkers. It's a really easy way to just win a game. He's going into Thor tank Hellion with ghosts. I don't know why he's not getting cloak. I think with the damage you've done though, I don't feel like you've been ahead that much enough, but like, he's lost a fair chunk of stuff too. We don't want to be running into this. Yeah, good. And these lurkers as well, being like a handful of, like, these are a couple of ghost shots away from dying, so these aren't really a threat, right? That's 4 ghost shots, 6 ghost shots. It won't last long. We really need to take these bases. At this stage, it's still anyone's game, right? We were doing really well with the changelings for a while there, getting the changelings out, and I feel like we need to bring them back. So the changelings, your mineral income is sick, but we need that gas income to be really coming back up again. So we need this base. We need this base. We need this base. And we need the... Yeah, we took the gas here finally. But we need to get this fixed, put an extra drone on there, move this out of the way, we're solid. For me, I'd probably build a queen here, just to have a queen to bring some creep up, so I can get some vision of this. And he's overprotecting this base so heavily, which now opens up avenues for you to just come through and smash this, right? Like, what is his army gonna do to stop you just smashing this? Although your army is quite Viper and Corruptor heavy, but yeah, like the Broodlords could just kill the turret. Broodlords or whatever kill the turret, and then the Corruptors could actually just pee this down in no time. Same thing with here, right? Broodlords could come in here, Corruptors could pee down these, like 6 in each. You're in a sweet position here to actually do a lot of damage here, but you don't have the vision to know, like, you don't even know this exists, right? So we need to get these changelings need to come out, and they need to be pushed onto the map. We've got drones here that are idle. Put them here, send them here, build, and then once they're built, make drones, whatever is easiest for you. Now for this, I'd be dropping changelings, and I'd be setting them out further ahead of my army to make sure that he's not coming with the ghosts. Here we go. So we got this. Here come the ghosts. So what's your defense against exactly this? Where's your For me, I would actually love to see a parasitic bob on these, and then you just run away. Beautiful. And then just leave. Undo these, please. Look at the damage. We saw this base too. No. What are you doing? These are Thors, mate. This is a Thor ghost army. This is literally engineered to kill your army every single time. It's so easy. The Thors are A move, and the ghosts just need to click on you, and you lose Broodlords. Does he have cloak? He's finally researching cloak. I'm going to assume then that we lose this game, because we are taking the gases, which is good. Pardon me. But this vision right now has got me scared, right? Because you don't know where he's coming from at any point. We could drop changelings into here. And now we're just kind of rallying madlings in the hopes that we get good damage done. But you don't have any upgrades, and he's actually got 4 armor on this tank. So your little Ling is doing 1 damage. It's doing 1 damage 3 times a second, but yeah. The fact that all those lings could not kill the one tank is a huge problem. You're floating so much money. We got this variance between like how much we're investing into mining minerals when we need to be investing into mining gas. We need to get these drones off here. We need to get them into here. You are not going to win a late game ZvT without the gas. And we've already exhausted a huge chunk of a lot of our geysers already. We never got groove spines, which also is a huge detriment. These spines, these spores could come to the front as well to help you zoning liberators, zoning the BC. Did he have BCs? No. Zoning the no, he did, yeah. Zoning BCs, zoning liberators, and also revealing ghosts if he does cloak. He hasn't been cloaking. I don't know. I honestly don't know why he didn't rush it out quicker. But I feel like this game is pretty much over. We've let him solidify way too long in too many good spots. We haven't been active enough with searching for a good position to attack. So if he wants to protect this spot, he can't also protect this spot and this spot with the same level of force, right? And the same thing, you've brought him down here to defend this one planetary that meant nothing, right? It was just a kind of half chokehold in the middle of the map. But that's left this open, right? So our goal should be shifting our rotation up here, punching this down, and then coming into here and killing this, or killing as much as we can for as little cost as possible, and then getting out again. We're not getting... we're never going to get that, are we? And with only a minute left. You know what? I might just get rid of that. It kind of spoils it for me sometimes. We're doing this fancy thing, right? We're trying to play real fancy here. We've got the Vipers. This fight, I can tell you right now, is going to go horribly. You know why? Because we don't have vision. Where did that ghost come in? Oh. That's very clever. I don't think there was much looking for the nuke either, which is a huge shame. Charcoal. Oh, that's cool. Did bits of that fall off? But without the vision, we're just fighting uphill. We got so much money. We could make lings and do really well with lings in a position like this, but without the upgrades, it's not going to happen. I would love to see, actually, the Vipers. How'd the Vipers go? Let's just watch the Vipers, right? Giving that no attention was also a mistake. So when they're set up, that's the time that we can go in. These two got EMP'd because they were standing too close. That's very easy. So you've only got two Vipers now. You could just blinding cloud this. Bring the Corruptors in and probably sweep up the Liberators. But now it's going to be way too little too late. We've got these. We're going to pinch a Thor, which is good. We almost don't have the DPS to kill the Thors reliably, and now we're just getting clicked down from the snipes. We've done another parasitic bomb, so that's pretty much the game, obviously, if it wasn't obvious for anyone else. I think an issue that we have here is we've given him, not only we've told him we're coming here. We've left a Viper in his vision as well. And then he's got the sensor tower up with comedic precision just before we go in. So a good time to go in would be to like pop in the parasitic bomb now. I can't believe you're taking these fights without infestors though. The other thing as well, why do we have to fight here? Why are we forcing ourselves to fight into this planetary turret liberator Thor ghost composition right here? Why are we taking this fight? We're a maneuverable army, with the exception of the Brood Lords obviously. We're a maneuverable army for the most part. We don't have to fight anywhere we don't want to. We're yoinking liberators. I just don't feel like it's the best way of doing things. Oh, the snipes. Just don't fight him. Again, like, come down here. You could race in and base trade this dude and crush everything he's got. He's not even macron behind this, is he? He's building nothing. You're building 52 lings with no upgrades that aren't going to get anything done. I just feel like Vision was a huge letdown for you here. If you had changelings out and you saw how undefended all these other bases are, would you have taken that same fight? That's an idea to think about. Like, would you have taken this exact same fight if you could have seen the entire map? And it seems like I'm asking a lot, but realistically with changelings it's not that hard to get vision of every base on the map, where defensive points are for your opponent, and also where his army is, right? And also opens things up to Niduses, right? Because what has he got that's mobile? The 2 BCs. So if you got the Nidus up, you could even do 2 Niduses, which is what I actually do 3 versus this kind of stuff. You could put them in 3 totally positions and have Hydras in there ready to go as soon as the first one pops. So you do the first one somewhere like that's not super important, like over here maybe. Do it somewhere where he can see it, but maybe he won't be able to shoot it, like here. No, that might still have range. How about here? Alright, do it somewhere he can see it. And the next one, with the changeling obviously, comes into here and goes here. And so he comes down here, he either warps down here to defend it, because he can't bring this slow, clunky trash army down, right? So he warps in over to here and then finds the Hydras here wrecking all the infrastructure. You want lurkers as well with it, because the lurkers can hold this insanely well. And with Hydra here, any tanks or anything that's going to pop out of here are going to disappear. 10 Hydra is 200 DPS. Just like, so 2 seconds, boom, a Thor's gone. Every 2 seconds a Thor's gone. Every 2 seconds a BC's gone. And so with lurkers here to hold the ramp, the ghosts aren't coming up. They're not going to get recalled. He's not going to be making medevacs suddenly to just start bringing the ghosts up. He has to fight. He has to come up this ramp, and then you force him into a choice. Does he want to base trade you, which might go better for him? You've got a lot of money here though, and although I know spores and spines aren't great, look, his army isn't really a lot. Ghosts don't fucking do shit to buildings, right? Thors and tanks, yeah, but this is a slow crawl. If he wants to avoid taking any damage and he wants to siege and unsiege the whole way, this is going to take him a long time. Liberators can't attack buildings so easy, and the Thors, they're almost half dead. Half dead because you lost probably like 20k trying to kill them, but like, it doesn't mean you had to take this fight here. So Nidus, I think a Nidus is a really good way to go, but you need the vision to be able to pull it off. And you neglected to get these bases as early as you should have. 100% you neglected to get these when you should have. And so that's set back your whole economy. You've got all this money. Minerals do nothing for you. What do minerals buy you late game? They buy you like lings, they buy you queens, and you need them for other units, but they're nowhere near as important as just having tons of gas. And so, yeah, lack of vision And you said so yourself, though. You weren't sure of the composition. I think your composition was okay, but I would love to have seen some infestors in there. He didn't cloak the ghost, but the fact that the fungal can just like snap the ghosts, it can stop them moving. Look at his upgrades as well. His upgrades on these weren't that great, but he had 3/3 pretty early. But the upgrades on these, like one fungal snaps these still, and then the broodlords can actually just full commit. But obviously you need the tanks gone, you need the Thors gone, you need to be selective about what you're doing. You could probably set something like this up in like unit tester and then play a couple of different armies against it until you find something that number one feels comfortable, and number two is efficient, right? Because what most people do when I play Mech, most Zerg's whole brain thing is just like, I'm just going to keep smashing into it until I die or it dies, and that's all there is to it. I don't like playing like that personally. I prefer playing a bit more efficient. So your idea might be, hey, what is a good composition for this? What is something that I can work well with? Like maybe the Vipers are a bit too clunky for me. I don't use a lot of them, so they're kind of an awkward choice for me. What could I have used that was better? And it could just be a simple fact of just not taking the fight there. I see it way too often where people choose to, even with the Masters players, they don't have any vision and they just take a fight and keep taking that fight over and over again. You're not Terran without momentum and that parade push style. You're actually never going to get any push by just having a few units left over, because they're going to come back and they're going to overpower you, and then you're going to lose all that momentum again. So you need to have a big sweeping push followed by a second sweeping push if you're trying to brute force your way through this, or just attack them elsewhere. Look, one tank and a turret with a command center, 2 empty command centers with a turret defending them, three command centers that literally have nothing that they can offer, right? A command center is connected by 2, and just removing these planetaries from existence takes vision away from him as well. Sure, this base has no mining now, but it did have mining, right? And even when it did have mining, it still didn't have a lot of defense. If you had vision, you wouldn't have attacked this way. It's very simple. Like, vision allows you the comfort of knowing when and where you can take a fight, and that was not the fight to take. So maybe just keep that in mind for next time. Just vision is mad important. You did really well at the start with the changelings as well. I think you handled it alright. You took most of your fights alright. There was a couple of opportunities where I feel like you could have surrounded him and taken him out. But vision and constantly, like those overseers, you had them and they were full of energy. Just drop the changelings and send them out as often as you can. Like, you're doing a macro cycle and you like push your hotkey, it's got your overseers in it. It looks like they've got room for a changeling down the corner. It's highlighted. Just pop them and then right click them all into a corner and then split them up real quick and then get on with the rest of your day. Like, you don't have to dedicate huge amounts of time to it, but you definitely want to do more than that. So hopefully that helps, man. Either way, that was a pretty good game. You fought well, but just a little bit more vision and maybe, yeah, like a more solid plan. For me, it's Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor, Viper, Lurkinitis. It sounds complicated, but I don't feel like it really is, and it's just about constantly moving around and constantly creating threats. If he moves his army to one base, I'm going to the furthest base away from that, and he has to constantly be chasing me. And if he wants to then get frustrated and cross the map, I will fight him in the middle of the map with everything I've got, and then my second wave will clean up whatever's left. But what I'm not going to do is headbutt into Planetary Tank, Liberator and whatever and just eat it up and be like, okay, I guess he wins. Also, the Zerglings not having any upgrades was really painful. Watching like 20 lings collapse on a tank and not kill it, that hurt. Either way, hopefully this was helpful, man. If you like it, please let me know. If anyone else likes it, please let me know. If there's anything you feel like was wrong or you want to have an argument with me, go for it. Always happy to hear it. If you've got your own replays, send them to omgitsduane@gmail.com and I'll review them. Maybe give me a little brief summary of what's going on. Would love to have more, as I'm starting to feel better now. I've been sick for 2 weeks, so hopefully I can start getting back onto the train. So thanks guys, see ya.